Whew, I can't even do a serious video, child.
Takes my breath away.
Next question. What is the difference? No. Next question. How do you explain anxiety to people who are not familiar with it? I love this question. The thing about anxiety is that you can't really explain it to somebody to the point where they're completely understanding of it, because those people who suffer from anxiety can't even understand it themselves. Like, I can't tell you why I freak out the way I freak out. I don't know. So I can't explain it to you because I don't even know. I just know what it is, and I know when it happens, and that's what it is. The thing about it is that people ask all the time, like, why can't you just do this? Like, I know it's harder for you, but it's not physically impossible. Like,
what?
I hate when people say that. Like, it's not physically impossible for you, but it may be for me. The fear and the anxiety that people feel off of something basic, such as me going out and meeting new people. It might be easy for you. It's not physically impossible to go out and meet new people. It's not hard to go to somebody and say, hi, my name is LuhhShayy. But the psychological reasoning behind it for that person is reason enough for them not to want to do it. We know that anxiety is not an easy fix. Like, we know that. You can also explain it as a chemical imbalance. It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. That is why they prescribe medication for it. If they want to know more, tell them that Google works. Period. All right, the next question. This is a good one. I said I was going to answer this first. What is the difference between a psychiatrist and a psychologist? Very easy. A psychiatrist is a licensed, trained medical doctor. They can prescribe medicine to you. When you speak to your psychiatrist, it's 9 times out of 10 mostly about medication management. How are you doing? How is your medicine making you feel? Do you feel any symptoms, any side effects? Is anything different? Did you gain any weight? Did you make you happier? Did it make you sadder? Stuff like that. Those are your meetings with psychiatrists. My meetings with my psychiatrist are once a month, and they're like 10 minutes, if that. It's just for her to see how the medicine is making me feel. Do I feel like it's some bad side effects, good side, like what's going on? How is the medicine making me feel? Period. That is their job. That is what they do. That's them. Now, with a psychologist, most therapists are psychologists because they focus on psychotherapy. So they treat emotional and mental behaviors. They treat you with like a behavioral intervention type. That's what psychologists do. And that's it. It's as simple as that. All right. What question was that? That was 1, 2, 3. All right. Next question. What coping mechanisms would you recommend for people with anxiety and depression? Nah. This could really be a whole video in itself, which I probably still would make one. But just for right now, some of my favorite coping mechanisms are just to put myself in a timeout. Like, if I feel that I'm getting, like, when my anxiety is getting really bad, I feel something building up, I just try to like remove myself. My timeout spot is the bathroom or the car, depending on if I feel like walking outside to my car. But I just need to sit somewhere that's silent and that's dark. I have to turn on music. Music is also a good coping mechanism. It's silent because there's 5 people in my house. Okay, so silence is different to me. But I have to sit in the dark somewhere with music playing. My go-to, like, I listen to Drake's Thank Me Later album whenever I'm feeling like, when I need to bring myself back. My husband knows if he hears me pull up with Thank Me Later playing, or if he just hears me in the house listening to Thank Me Later, something wrong with me, and leave me alone real quick. But he'll eventually ask what's going on, but he knows to leave me alone if he hear that album playing. I don't know what that album does for me. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but I can listen to that album. Sometimes I gotta listen to it twice, but it bring me right on down. Meditation works for some people. Massages, coloring. One of my best friends, when her anxiety gets really bad, she colors. She has adult coloring books, and adult coloring books are really like intense. They are so intense. It's not like coloring Paw Patrol. That stuff, it's crazy. So those, like, they take a lot of time, and it's for the purpose of you, like, when you have anxiety, to have you focus on this coloring. So the adult coloring books are really good. Another coping mechanism that I like is to practice mindfulness. So mindfulness is pretty much the act of you, or the ability of yourself to be able to be present in the moment. Bring yourself down to this and focus on what is going on around you right now. I have like my favorite mindfulness activity. I'm going to put it down in the description because it's a lot to explain, but there's one mindfulness activity that I do, and it's so good. Like, it brings you right down. So you want to be like fully engaged in what it is that you're doing in the moment. You want to be free from judgments, free from distractions, and just be aware of what your thoughts are in that moment. Next question: how are people coping with functional depression and anxiety during COVID-19? The pandemic has been really bad for those of us who suffer from anxiety and depression. Like, it's been so bad. It's not a lot that we can do right now. The number one thing that I have for coping during the pandemic is stop watching the news so much. Like me, I can't do that because I am like a news head. Like, I watch CNN at night from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. I like world news. That's just me. But if I feel like that it's getting too much for me, I will turn it off and come back and visit it later. But you do not have to. The news be stressing you out. Like, hearing all the numbers of the people that died and how the affection rates is going up and all that stuff, that is a lot. You ain't gotta watch it. Turn the news off. Next, I gotta do my notes because I wrote it down. Take care of your emotional health. That is really big. Take care of your body. Get enough sleep. Exercise, stretch, do yoga, something. Make time for yourself to unwind. If you need to give yourself a mental health day where you just sit down and do absolutely nothing, it's okay. I love my job because we have the first Friday of every month is a mental health day for us. So we're off the first Friday of every month for self-care. Like, take care of yourself first, because if you don't take care of yourself, if you messed up and you freaking out, it's going to reflect in everything that you do. So you really want to take care of yourself. You can change your thought focus. Like, instead of saying I'm stuck inside the house, you can say I'm finally able to focus on myself and my home. And make yourself a new like quarantine ritual. Like, if you need to start a journal and just write things down. This little baby right here is full of, I be writing, y'all. So if I need to get something out of my head, put it down on a paper, and it removes it from here and it puts it down into the book. So if you need to do that, then you do that. If you need to take a walk, like, every day at 4 o'clock is a great time for you to take a walk, then you go and you take a walk every day at 4 o'clock. And that's something that you can look forward to for you to do. If you want to paint, if you want to color, you want to go visit your mama at a certain time every day, like, do that. Add that into your daily ritual, so that gives you something to look forward to, even still while we're going through what we're going through. Next question: what are some non-medical treatments for anxiety? I'm pretty sure this person meant medication. Non-medication treatments for anxiety. For me, y'all know I ain't got nothing against the medication because I take it and it works for me, but not everybody wants to take it, and that is completely fine. Number one on the list for me for non-medical treatments for anxiety is going to be lavender. I love me some lavender. Essential oils work, period, but lavender is it works wonders for me. When I tell people to use lavender, a lot of people like it and say that it works for them. So try it. I have a aroma diffuser, oil diffuser thing that I put right next to my front door, so when I walk in the door of my house, the lavender smell like overtakes me and it calms me down as soon as you walk into the house. Because when you walk in the house, you want it to be a place of peace, right? But if you're stressed out and you start to be stressed out so much in your house, you're going to start associating your house with stress. And then every time you be in your house, you're going to be stressed out. So I put the lavender aroma right by the door, so when I walk in the door, it consumes me. You can buy lavender spray, or you can just take some lavender, wipe it on a paper towel, put it on your pillow or under your pillow, and the smell will come up. So like when you go to sleep, you can spray your covers with the lavender. You can get you some lavender candles. Like, I love it. It works for me. Lavender promotes relaxation in your body, so it'll help you relax and bring you down and help you calm and unwind. It's also a very popular treatment for depression, insomnia, eczema, nausea. Let them be working, y'all. The next thing that I would say for non-medical treatment is 4-7-8 breathing. Y'all know it's my 4-7-8 breathing. I would talk about that all the time. You breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, breathe out for 8. And you do that. Don't just do it one time. You gotta do it at least for at least 5 minutes, and it'll bring you back down. Like, it'll calm you down. It'll slow your heart rate. If you're having like fast like heart palpitations, it'll slow you down. Definitely practice. All right, the last one, somebody asked me if I could talk about rejection sensitive dysphoria. They said that it affects a lot of people who don't know it. So rejection sensitive dysphoria is, people confuse it with, is RSD for short. People confuse it with social anxiety disorder a lot, just because it when you talk about it on paper, it's kind of like the same thing, but when you feel it, is not. For those of you who are not familiar with RSD, it is a fear of being rejected. Those affected may respond negatively to even the perception of being rejected. They have a strong reaction to negative judgments, exclusion, and criticism. It's called rejection sensitive dysphoria. Dysphoria is a Greek word. Its definition is difficult to bear. So it's basically rejection and difficult to bear. So RSD can be triggered by a sense of falling short, failing to meet your own high expectations, failing to meet your own high standards or others' expectations of you. It's really rare. Like, I haven't really met anybody with it, but yeah, you basically are, you don't even have to be rejected to feel the effects of RSD. You just have to feel that someone is going to reject you, and it'll trigger it. You don't even know what the person's going to do. And that's a big thing about like anxiety, is that you don't really know what's going to happen. There's no way for you to predict what's going to happen in the future. It's no way for you to do that. But your brain is telling you that this is what's going to happen, and you're going to believe your brain, because what your brain does is repeat it over and over and over and over. And it's like, I can sit here and tell myself, oh, I ain't worried about that. 10 minutes later, my brain like, sis. And now I'm crying in the corner. So that was my last question. Let me know down in the comments if you guys suffer from any of these disorders, or if this video helped you. Like I said in the beginning, that is my goal. It's my goal. If I could just help one person, then I have done my job. So look out for more videos on anxiety, and leave a comment below any videos that you would like to see that have to do with anxiety, because I love talking about it. I'll talk about it all day, every day. If I can help somebody, I will. Let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you guys thought about this video. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, peace out, y'all. Bye.